What up, Flare fam? What's good with everyone this Saturday, this weekend? Listen, I was cruising on Twitter the other day. I saw this tweet about Steer Protocol, Kinetic, Scepter, which is liquid staking, obviously. Kinetic has the Joule token, and then Steer Protocol has an LP pool that is pretty juicy. And again, I'm a DGen, not financial advice. Do not take any advice. This is just for educational purposes. It's Flare education, educational purposes only. But I'm going to play around a little bit just to see what the Steer protocol is all about. I also know it's probably going to be a part of the emissions package. I generally do not do not play around with S-Flare or W-Flare in liquidity pools. I had some Enosis rewards, APS tokens. So I swapped some over to Flare, swapped some over to Joule token, and I'll play around with this case because it's free money. Well, it's not free. Obviously, I had to pay to get that reward from that APSIS token, but it is some emissions from the APSIS Enosis system that I swapped to Flare, Wrap Flare. I swapped to Joule token, and here you are. So anyway, so here's the tweet. First of all, here's the tweet that came out. Infomercials, glutentainment or something like that. Anyway, this came out on August 2nd. So yesterday, Joule token from Kinetic Markets. Of course, you know, we know how to get the Joule token. We can get the Joule token on Sparkdex. But this is a Steer protocol initiative where the LP is on Steer protocol. If you go down further, it shows you what caught my eye. My computer's moving a little slow, guys. Sorry about that. Not sure why it's moving so slow. All right, collab with Steer Protocol, offering astounding LP APY for S-Flare and Joules LP pair. All right. And this alliance provides the use of your liquid staking. But again, I would not suggest using your liquid staking tokens in LP. I would not suggest using your liquid staking tokens or your Wrap Flare tokens in LP pools. I would not suggest that. And I think I mentioned that, and I'll continue to mention it anytime I go through one of these dexes or these LP pools and show you just how to do it. Again, impermanent loss, the ability to lose your token for the other token. So in this case, you might gain more Joule token versus your liquid staking token, your S-Flare token, or vice versa. So if you got a set bag of your S-Flare and you're comfortable with that, just sit back, relax, use it as in the lending protocol once Kinetic gets up playing to where there's no impermanent loss. Maybe use it for collateral if that ever comes about on Fassets. Don't use it in LP pairs unless you're prepared to lose a certain token to gain the other one in exchange. So I'm going to show you Steer Protocol and how I obviously, you know how I can go to Sparkdex and I can swap Flare for S-Flare. I can also swap Flare, which is what I did. I swapped Flare for Joule token. So I took my Flare, my Wrap Flare, I got my Joule token. I took those Joule tokens and I took some Wrap Flare and I swapped it for staked Flare. So now in my wallet, I have staked Flare or Scepter's Flare, and I have Joule token, okay? So I did that on Sparkdex. You can get the Joule token on Sparkdex. You can get the S-Flare on Sparkdex as well. So so let's go over and let's look at Steer Protocol. Before I do that, Kinetic. On the Kinetic app, very important to know this. Right here, you have the ability to add the tokens to your wallet. You can add Joule and add key to your wallet so that they'll show up when you go to your wallet and look in your wallet. So there is a feature to add the Joule and key tokens on Kinetic, okay? Now, I'm not staking, or else I would approve and stake. I'm going to have the ability to vote on Kinetic's platform. The supply and borrow options are still not open. The dashboard options still not open. The rewards is still underway. Right now, all you can do is really stake. But anyway, so I've got my FLR and I've got my Joule token, right? Remember, this is a super pool on Stellar Protocol. It's going to pay some juicy APYs for a little while. There's the tweet, FLR and Joule token. So we're going to go to Stellar Protocol. And as always, I will leave the link to Stellar Protocol in the comments in the description of this video. We're going to go ahead and get on the FLR network. We're going to log in. And then we're going to, if you're on FLR, there's only a certain number of pools, so available protocols. There's only a certain number of pools available for FLR. So you can see right here, we've got our FLR Joule token. It's showing you that the total value locked, total volume, how many pools, and what the fee, APR, etc. is. So if we click in that, this is going to show you the vaults are managed by off-chain strategies. Anyone can create one. Here goes current ones that are in play. All right. So this is the one that's getting the juice, the juicy APY. All right. So you've got, so it's showing you the total value locked, the LP width, interval 4 hours, liquidity position, and rebalancing strategy. There's some other vaults in here. If you click on hidden vaults, and it tells you these vaults, these pools have below $50 in TVL and are hidden by default. Okay, so don't go clicking and playing around in there. So let's hide that. All right. So here's our FLR or staked FLR liquid or Scepter liquid staking FLR and Joule token pool. If you create over here, create a smart pool. This is where you then would then go to. I'll let it load. This is then where you would go to. You're going to, in this case, I'm going to use all my Joule token. So I'm going to click max. Okay. And then over here, there's some things you got to do, right? So you've got to, it's talking about your strategy, your fee tier, your rebalancing. How often do you want to rebalance? I'm just going to do 4 hours. What your initial gas token is. I'm going to do, we'll do it as, we'll do 1 runs, cheapest FLR, and you're with 25%. And then once you set those parameters, and again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, not an expert on liquidity pools, DGen, playing around for educational purposes only. You need to seek other financial advice. You need to seek other guidance on playing around liquidity pools. I'm just showing you if you are an expert and you wanted to participate, this is the promotional opportunity that's there for FLRFi. This is the promotional opportunity that's there for Stellar Protocol. Here's how you do it. That's solely the purpose of this video for you. So anyway, you can see it's got a balance here. It's got a balance of Joule tokens and FLR tokens. And then now I'm going to deposit those to create my liquidity pair. It's going to tell you fees restricted. Okay. So what this is telling us is that it's not allowing me to do this. All right. This is saying that certain features of our app have been blocked due to compliance with OFAC, Office of Foreign Assets Control. It contains names of individuals, organizations, and countries that the United States government has placed under economic trade sanctions. As a result, certain features of our app may not be accessible to users located in sanctioned countries. We're sanctioned. Okay. So in the United States, you can't do this. Okay. So I didn't know this. I'm finding this out as you are. So I can't deposit this. All right. Can't do it. But if I wanted to, if I were in a different country, this is how I would do it. So if you're in another country that's not on the sanctioned list, the Stellar Protocol would probably allow you to do this. Okay. So for now, I'm going to just hodl some of these Joule tokens. I'll probably just maybe go back and stake them. The FLR tokens, I will, I'll just hold on to these. I have a funny feeling at some point in time, there's going to be an opportunity on Kinetic to do some LP pairs with Joule and FLR. Can't do it right now on Stellar Protocol, but I have a feeling at some point in time, whether it be Kinetic, Enosis, somebody else that allows for U.S. participation, will pop up an opportunity for an LP pair. But I have showed you how to do it on Stellar Protocol. We can't take advantage of it because we're in the US, but if you're not in the US, pop into it, get into it. Great opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here right now. Just a couple other things real quickly for you on Scepter. So Scepter put out, they put out a tweet. They're doing a little bit of a change in how they are handling staking and distribution of rewards within the liquid staking protocol. If you go to on Twitter, it says we rolled out an announced update. This means we have a simple staking, non-staking periods. So it has to do with if you get an airdrop and then you swap real quickly over to FLR, there's a potential that you could have gotten a double airdrop. And so Scepter is trying to adjust the time frame for allowing for the distribution of rewards. And they've always done this, but they've changed it now where there's a certain number of days or certain periods. Like you can see right here, this says we've rolled out the announced update. This means that we will have a staking and non-staking period. So the first staking period will be the 8th of August. So if I were to go and swap my wrap flare or flare for FLR right now, I wouldn't be able to stake that until August 8th. So there now are defining periods when the staking will occur, which of course will determine when you're going to start accruing your rewards and airdrops and things of that nature. So the staking period will be the 8th and the 15th of August, UTC times approximate. So if you want to read more about that, Scepter has, they have on their Twitter timeline, they've got this. I think this is a Medium article that they also put out that kind of explained a little more in detail as well. Let me see, that is not the Medium article. There we go. Here's the Medium article. So, or not Medium article, but a link on their website rather. So if you can go to Scepter's website, it tells you more about the staking period, the non-staking period, rewards view, more details on some of the changes and updates that they've got. So I will absolutely leave a link to that in the description as well. And then I'll leave you with Stellar Protocol and Scepter's information. Let me know if you got questions. Sorry, I couldn't show you all the way through. Didn't realize we were on a sanction list with Stellar Protocol. So we're not able to fully participate in this opportunity, but that doesn't prevent me from showing you how to do it. So let me know what questions you've got. Appreciate everyone's comments, everyone's feedback. You guys are awesome. Been good stuff, been fun stuff. Still continue to try to put some videos around some different things that pop out on Flare. I thought this would have been interesting because I'm pretty sure Stellar will show up on that grant program with the emissions. There you go. You know what? That's one other thing I can show you real quick. So my other video, I talked about the emissions program. So when you go in to the portal, the Flare portal, let's see if I can get connected. The emissions are the rewards that you earn from participating in those protocols that Flare has provided a grant to. And you can see when you go into account, once your account shows up, you can see over here emissions. Click on emissions. Okay, so this is still under development, but now, right now, if you click in emissions and you go here, it will show you the different protocols that are participating in the emissions program, the emissions grant. So Sparkdex, BlazeSwap, Kinetic. I'm pretty sure we'll see Stellar on here. I'm pretty sure we'll see Gnosis, Raindex. I'm pretty sure we'll see a bunch of other ones. Those are, providing liquidity to the Flare network. So you would select the project, and then I'm fairly certain other things will populate down here, like your balance that you have within that project, your available funds to withdraw, your locked funds to withdraw. So one of the questions that came up on Twitter a couple of times was, there's a lock period, in order to really fully realize the emissions of this grant that Flare has, you have to, it's basically a 24-month turn to get it, but it's all about retention, right? So you're participating in the DEX. Obviously the DEX is paying out APYs, et cetera, et cetera. And then they're also, like Sparkdex has emissions that are surrounding certain pools. So if you go to, like, one of the pools that I'm playing around in right now is the FLRE USDC.E, which is the bridge USDC onto Flare network that Stargate and Sparkdex made possible. But one of the pools that I'm playing around with that is participating, is being incentivized to participate in, I should say, for the emissions program, is the USDC. Let's see, there it is the FLRE USDC.E. I'm on a different wallet, so you won't be able to see my pools, but I'll pull up the different farms to show you the farm. But so if you're participating and playing around in this particular farm that is FLRE USDCE, right? You're earning the APY, but then there's also some emissions that you'll get. Well, those emissions will show up. Okay, so you just go to that project and then it'll show up. It'll tell you you're able to claim, you're going to be able to claim your rewards, right? But if you go to redeem, meaning pull them out so that you can go take them and use them elsewhere or possibly sell them, there'll be a 50% discount on what you're earning. So in essence, Flare wants to emphasize the retention of keeping the liquidity in the protocol, and you'll still get airdrops off of those rewards that you're earning, and you can do what you want to with airdrops, but the actual rewards that you'll earn from these emissions, they really want to keep those locked in here, and you can't pull them out for 12 months. And if you pull it out before 12 months, there'll be a 50% discount on those rewards that you've earned, those emission rewards that you've earned for participating in that pool. All of that will be articulated in here. That's why you see locked funds versus available funds. And if you go to locked funds, when you try to unlock those, it's going to tell you, hey, you have 1,000 Flare that you've earned, 12 months hasn't been up yet, even though you're still earning airdrops on these. And then you can then in turn, delegate those and earn more. But even though you're doing that, you're getting ready to step out of that, and you're getting ready to take a 50% discount on those 1,000 rewards that you've earned in emissions. So this is still in development, still in process, but you'll be able to claim your rewards. But if you go to redeem, meaning take them out, withdraw them, if you do it within 12 months of when they are provided to you, you're going to take a 50% hit. So it's all about retention, keeping the liquidity locked, keeping it in. Of course, that's how Flare works. They want to lock up the token as much as possible, giving you opportunities to reduce the tokenomics and circulating supply, of course. So that's the emissions. That is a question I know that has been out there on Twitter. Like, what does this mean? What are we talking about? And if you went to that protocol, I'll just pull it up real quick and show you what I'm talking about. Proposal description. Okay, here we go. So each of these projects, there's 15 million in July. There's 20 million in August. So each of these projects are going to get a portion of this to, provide to us for providing liquidity, right? But again, this is talking about, and here's the 50%. You'll lose 50% of your allocation. If you want to claim and redeem and get out of that, take those rewards out, you're going to lose 50% of that allocation. So whatever you get, you're going to lose 50%. If you keep it in there, you're going to continue to get the Flare drops, right? So during the 12-month period, beneficiaries will still accrue Flare drops, which you can claim those. So what it'll look like is hey, I earned 1,000 emission tokens this month. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to get Flare drop rewards for those. As long as I keep those in, I'll keep getting the Flare drop rewards. If I go and try to claim and take those out and redeem or take out my emission rewards, I'm going to take a 50% hit. Okay. I'm going to take a 50% hit. All right. So emission schedule is monthly. It's for 12 months. But in order to get 100% of what I earned in July, I'm going to have to wait until July of 2025. Still be able to claim my flare drops from the wrap flare that I'm earning for participating in these pools, right? Participating in these pools, right? We looked at Sparkdex on the last video. We looked at Blaze Swap, right? So for participating in those protocols that Flare wants to highlight, Blaze Swap, Kinetic, Sparkdex, I'm pretty sure Steer Protocol, he knows this, you're going to earn rewards, emission rewards. Those rewards are going to be wrapped, so you're going to earn airdrops. You can claim the airdrops, no penalty there. But if you go to try to withdraw those funds that are locked for 12 months, you're going to take a 50% hit. 50% hit. Make sense? Let me know if you got questions. This was a little muddy. Crypto Siege brought it up on one of his YouTube streams. And you guys should go check out Crypto Siege. Crypto CEEJ. Crypto CEEJ on YouTube. Great, does a lot of lives, does a lot of videos on XRP, on Flare. Great content. DeFi, understands LP. Crypto Siege is fantastic. So you should guys definitely go check him out. Check out his channel. I'll leave a link to Crypto Siege's channel as well in the description. All right, guys. I think that's it for now. Sorry we couldn't steer you to some definitions and things that were more juicier with actually doing some LPing on this steer guide, but it is what it is. We'll be able to be. And if you're not in the US, happy degenning. We'll see you guys. Flare out.